All right, so now I'm going to talk about Pinterest group boards. Now, a lot has changed in the last 6 months when it comes to Pinterest group boards because Pinterest really wanted to make group boards be more focused, be more niche specific. When group boards were originally created, they were a place for people that were, had the same interest. They were put there as a way for them to collaborate. Now they're kind of leaning more towards the side where people use the group boards to promote content, and that is fine because it still does help expand your pin's reach. But when it comes to creating a group board and managing a group board, there are a few different ways to go about it now. So I have a couple different group boards that I run. I have my Mompreneur group board, my Pinterest Ninjas group board, and then I have a group board for students, which is way down at the bottom, that take my course. And I just started that one not that long ago, so it's a little bit smaller. To start a group board, it's super easy. Go to your main part of your profile on Pinterest where your boards are located. Click Create Board. So again, we're going to think of a name. So we'll just say blogging group board. Okay, I'm just going to do a sample. Obviously, this isn't going to be secret because we're making it a group board. So I'm going to create it. All right, find some ideas for this board so you can just, click on it, do whatever you want if you want to add pins to it right away. But what we're going to do is we're going to edit our group board, and we're going to go up here. Okay, so what type of board is it? Obviously, there aren't sections on blogging, so a lot of times for blogging or marketing or anything like that, I usually choose education as a category because the point of my faux blogging group board that I'm creating right now is to educate people on blogging. Now, Pinterest likes to prioritize pins that are pinned the way they like. So when they see a pin that pertains to blogging that is pinned to a blogging specific board, they're seeing that relevant content is being pinned to a relevant board, so they're going to prioritize that content. Even if that board has a smaller following, again, relevant content to a relevant board. So when you're typing up your board's description, you really want it to be keyword rich, including keywords that are trending that pertain to your group board. So what I like to do when I'm working on Pinterest is I like to have 2 tabs open, and you'll learn more about this coming up in terms of Pinterest SEO and keyword research. But right here is your smart search, and you are going to make this your new best friend. This is going to show you everything that is trending on Pinterest or what keywords are trending, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to come here and you're going to type in blogging. So blogging for beginners is the #1 search term when it comes to blogging, okay? So if I click on blogging for beginners, these are all the words down here that are trending along with blogging for beginners. So if I say step-by-step, see how that's a step-by-step? Step-by-step blogging for beginners. Okay, so I'm going to add that. That's taking 2 different types of trending keywords and putting them together into a long-tail keyword sentence. So step-by-step blogging for beginners. Okay, that is going to be one of my sentences. Step blogging for beginners. Okay. Now I'm just going to go back to blogging. So I'm going to delete beginners and I'm going to go to blogging. Tips, see the word tips, and ideas. Blogging, tips and ideas, or even better, blogging, tips, ideas, and inspiration for beginners. Okay, so again, I took blogging, tips, ideas, and inspiration for beginners. Tips, ideas, and inspiration for beginners. Okay, so hopefully, you kind of get the gist of it. So I suggest having at least 3 to 5 keyword-rich sentences. Now, the one thing that you do not want to do is you don't want to keyword stuff. And this is what Pinterest or me considers keyword stuffing. So you just do like blogging, Pinterest, Facebook, so on and so forth. See how I'm just like separating things by commas here? Yes, those are all keywords, but Pinterest likes them when they're laid out like this. Step-by-step blogging for beginners. Blogging tips, ideas, and inspiration for beginners. I'm taking those trending keywords, I'm making them into long-tail keyword sentences, and I'm adding them to the description of my board, okay? So I'm going to do that. I'm just going to hit save because this is my faux board. If this was a board that I was really going to keep, again, I would add a few more long-tail keyword sentences to this board. Okay, so now Pinterest has a whole new feature that they just rolled out about how you can add people or people can request to join your board. So actually, back to this for 1 second. Usually on GroupBoards, you can type in information on how to join your board. And for right now, because they rolled out this new feature that allows people to just instantly request to join a board, I don't think you're going to have to do this in the future, but for now, since it is a newer feature with them, I would still suggest saying, if you want to join this board, email, and then, type your email in there with instructions. Usually you say, if you want to join this board, first follow my personal account, and then you type in, your Pinterest handle, then email, ... Okay? So I still suggest for right now putting instructions in there on how to join your board. You can also add rules like must only pin vertical pins, and you can only add 5 new pins a day. Okay? You don't have to have a pin limit. If you don't have a pin limit, you can say no pin limit. No pin limit. Okay? No spam, or you will be removed. Now, okay, I guess I didn't need a comma there. Thank God for Grammarly, because I have terrible grammar. Okay, so again, for right now, I suggest letting people know how to join your group board. Always tell them that they need to follow your personal account first, because this is going to help your personal account grow as well. And then any other instructions you want for your group board. If it's a new group board, maybe you don't have a pin limit to start with. But once you get a lot more contributors to your board and it starts to fill up really fast, you can add, you'd be like, hey, 5 pins a day. Just so things aren't getting, crazy. But again, it's still totally up to you. So whatever your rules are, whatever your instructions are, you're going to type them here. But again, do this after you type in your keyword-rich sentences, okay? Because by adding those keyword-rich sentences, this board has a much higher chance of appearing in a smart feed of pins saying, as a suggested board or an idea that you might like, because you have those really rich long-tail keyword sentences in there. Okay, so now to add this new feature where you can have people just instantly request to join your board, you're going to click here on the little icon. See where it says collaboration settings? You're going to click that, and it says people can request to be collaborators on this board. And then you're going to hit done. One other thing I suggest as well, back to our settings here, is, and it's not letting me do this just yet. So once you have your first collaborator on your board and you can simply invite them, it'll give you the option of letting other collaborators add people to your board as well. And I suggest that you make sure that that is turned off, because then people aren't just adding anyone they want to your group board. I can go to one of my group boards quick and I'll show you what I'm talking about, but this is where it will be in your settings here. So we have our blogging group board, okay? And again, we went here, we made it so that people can request to join our board. So now I'm going to go back for just a second, and I'm going to go to my Mompreneur group board, and I'm going to show you guys something. Okay, so here where it says let collaborators add people, because I have all these collaborators, make sure that that is not on. Make sure it is off like this, because then again, people are able to add whoever they want to your board without you being able to approve it. So I suggest that you turn that off. You absolutely do not have to. This is your group board. You can do whatever you want with it. But, you know, if you don't want it to like explode really fast, then definitely turn that off. Okay, so now, how do you promote your group boards? Well, a couple different ways. When I first started with my group boards, I would send out emails to my list like, hey, started a new group board. This is what it is. This is how you join. There are a lot of Facebook groups that do group board requests. So like my Facebook group here, you are welcome to come to and post in the group board thread. Now I try to every couple weeks post a new group board thread so that it stays up at the top. But let's see, and usually they're right here. So here's a group board thread. If you have a group board open for contributors, let others know here. So here's a good place to come as well and look for different group boards that you can join. So we'll go to this group board here. See how she has her rules and how to join her board, which is perfect. But yeah, so you can post your board in the group board threads. You know, there's 2 of them going right now, which again is totally fine. But you can also go through them and look for boards to join. Again, really focus on joining group boards that are niche specific, because you're going to be pinning your parenting pins to parenting group boards, thus showing Pinterest. You're pinning relevant content to relevant boards. Plus, people that are following those parenting boards are most likely going to repin your content to another parenting board that they have. So again, showing Pinterest, your content is being pinned to relevant boards, okay? So free-for-all boards are still okay. They're not going to hurt you. They still expand your pin's reach, and your pins still have a high chance of being seen. But my suggestion now is to very much focus on those niche-specific boards. So in other Facebook groups, they do the group boards where you can add them. I think there's like a Facebook group, a Pinterest group board, Pinterest group boards. I'm pretty sure it's just Pinterest group boards. There's a couple different groups here for Pinterest group boards that you can join. So that would be a good place to go and be like, hey, I just created a group board. Here we go. Group boards open to contributors, and they nicely have links to their boards, how to join them, so on and so forth. So that is a really good way to get people to join your boards. Put it on your website, somewhere on your website, on your homepage. Hey, I have Pinterest group boards you can join or follow. If you're interested in parenting, here's my parenting group boards. You can follow them. So it's really easy to get contributors, but I think Pinterest group boards are also a really good way to grow your following. So make sure that you let your followers know, or your contributors know, that they have to follow you first. And when you're reaching out to request to join boards, let those people know, hey, I have followed your personal board and now I would like to be added to your group board, or I followed all of your personal boards. The way that you can find that, if you go to your boards and you click on a group board and you go up here at the top, see how it says Mompreneur group board? But if you go like this, boop, and then you go like that, it'll bring you right to my profile so that you can follow all of my boards as well before, then you can email me, hey, Megan, followed all your personal boards, going to be added to your group board. When it comes to adding people to group boards, always look at their profile first to make sure that they're not spam. Number one, that they're not a spam or fake account, and then just make sure that they have quality content. That's definitely going to bring some added value to your group board. If you have any questions after going over this video or about group boards, please email me, megan@lovefamilyhealth.com, and I'm happy to help.